Hi, my name is Jamani from Brooklyn, New York. Barebone.java.com GWT tutorial series. Running our first GWT application that does not work. You see in a second why it doesn't work. So if we go, let's start this. If you go to our root application, our sample project, we right click on sample. No, don't do that. Let's do the easy way. One of the easy way first, which is we just go to the toolbar, click run, and then click run. There's several different ways you can run the application. I just want to show you this from the toolbar. There's two other ways. Eventually, GWT brings up our app engine, which is our server where we're running our application, sets up some data stuff. Eventually, it has this URL. GWT, as you know, is why we use GWT. That it generates code that can run, at least front-end code that can run on any browser. The main one, i.e. Firefox, Chrome, Safari, so forth and so on. So when we don't have to tweak the code, it does all the handling. We don't have to write JavaScript to massage the different browsers. And that's one of the key features of GWT. And the second feature I says everything is written in Java. If you're a Java developer, that's a great thing. So how do we while we develop it, how do we crawl all these different browsers in our development environment? Well, if you right click on the URL that shows up, the 127.0.0.1 sample.html, there's an open and a open with. As you can see, open has several different browsers that we can use. But if you click it's open just brings up the default browser. My default browser, it's not my default browser. My default browser, oh, I know what it is. I was messing around with the the settings before on my machine. So I just set I went here and I opened with and I selected the IE as my default browser, which is what it is. So let's click this, and what it does on the default browser on my machine is usually IE. So it brings up IE and Internet Explorer, but and it's telling you to download the plugin, and it's not going to work. As I mentioned before, this exercise is not going to work. So IE is something I actually, since day one, the default environment to develop in GWT is Firefox. IE used to be able to have plugins for GWT, probably still does. I haven't done it in a while, but I definitely use Firefox. So I just went in and made IE my default browser. There's an IE Explorer and an IE 32-bit. Probably that's a 64-bit, and this one's a 32-bit. But our default browser should be Firefox. So when you click that, you open with, and you set the default browser to Firefox, it brings up Firefox. But unfortunately, again, it's not going to work. Why is it saying that? Sorry, the developer plugin only supports Firefox 3.0 to 26. Perhaps you should download Firefox 24. It's giving you a clue. Rightfully so. So if you go, if I bring up my about to tell me what type of the version of Firefox that I have Firefox version 34. Of course, it's not going to work. We have to use the older version. This came up, remember in the prior lessons that there was an issue with the plugin, which is basically Mozilla will not support. That's issue 8561, and it's saying that Mozilla, which is the people who bought you, who brings you Firefox, is not going to support the dev mode anymore. However, GWT went on and gave us two options: to use the super dev mode or use Firefox 24 as their recommendation. I am not doing super dev mode in this tutorial. We'll do in a later tutorial. I'll cover that. but Firefox 24 is the one I'm going to use. So guess what we have to do? We have to install to install Firefox 24 and also get it to run as a URL. How do we do that? Well, actually, it's the next tutorial. Installing Firefox 24 for GWT application usage.